Holy shit, boys. I am not kidding you or exaggerating when I say you have an unfair advantage on semen retention. Okay, my voice is really dying here, okay? So I'm going to try and make it as far as I can through this video. Generally, I just feel levels above other men. And I don't mean that to purposely downgrade men, but in the same way I do, because most men are fucking losers, right? And I was one of those losers. Most men, right? Because they have something called a porn addiction in their life, which is what I had for 10 plus years of my life. They accomplish nothing. They go through their life, do absolutely nothing, okay? Think of the average guy is about like a 3 out of 10 in attractiveness. And I saw this video from First Man, and I made another video as well saying I'm a 3 out of 10 attracting girls, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm very early stages, I will say. I've been about a month on retention. I relapsed about once in the last, 35, 36 days or so, like that. Something around there, okay? And I tell you what, it makes a difference when you just have another level of energy to you. Like, this sounds really graphic, whatever, but when you're like, your downstairs area feels full, it feels heavier, and it's stronger when it stands at attention. Like, oh my God, like the sensitivity now, like the intensity I feel is like 10 times more than what it was before. I literally, I couldn't get it fully working before, let's just say that, because I was constantly watching porn and everything. There's a point where it just stopped fully working, right? And it was a horrible thing because I just felt like, I didn't feel like a guy, I felt like a young boy who hadn't even hit puberty yet. And I know this is like a lot of detail and everything, but you have an unfair advantage when it comes to everything. Like, in terms of fitness, I can lift the most I can lift now, even after being ill for a bit, right? I recently be able to hit my all-time best, my personal best, whatever you want to call it, in like the bench press, in my deadlifts. Like, just fitness alone, I feel insane progress. My looks, I feel like my eyes got a bit clearer. Now, I still have like tired eyes because with my job, I'm working different times and it fucks my sleep schedule a bit, but you kind of like just get on with it. But I just feel like I have clearer eyes. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I have a bit more of a masculine kind of like glare to me. These are like really weird terms, like, aura farming and everything. But generally, I feel like you could check all those terms in and I would just sort of associate with like, yeah, you know what, that feels like me right now. And when you think that the average guy like is a 3 out of 10 in terms of looks, like if you were to go from the top being like 10 out of 10 is multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever, is insanely good looking in his 20s, 30s, blah, blah, blah. And then you sort of like, as you work backwards, you realize that a 5 out of 10 is a guy who is good looking and also making a decent amount of money. That's not me just yet. So I would say I'm probably like a 4 out of 10. Maybe some people say different. I mean, I feel like I'm relatively attractive looking for like limited gym experience and everything. Like I've been going for about a year and a half, seriously. But it's just like you don't have any competition. And this is the big thing. It's like girls, no, they're not like chucking themselves all over me, but I'm getting more attention now than before. So I'm doing something right. But I've also never experienced so much drive before to work on my business, to work on this very YouTube channel, which is like, I consider my business, I guess. Look, before it would seem like a fucking bore, like to sit down and record videos. Now I'm recording multiple videos all at once, and it is sweating you because I've got the sun shining on you. You can probably see a bit. But yeah, now I really get excited to record YouTube videos, and it's no coincidence that my YouTube channel is actually growing at an exponential rate. I feel like it was about a week ago that, or less than that, I had about like 50 subs. Now I'm like close to 200, which is absolutely insane. And again, I appreciate like, everyone watching this and, commenting and engaging on this, because it really shows that like I am doing the right thing. And I just want to help as many guys as possible quit porn addiction and get on semen retention, increase the testosterone, get in shape, like all these things related to men's sexual health to make you more like the modern day primal man, I guess you could say. And again, it all comes and it's all for the result of female attraction. I am not ashamed one bit to admit that. And when I say like you get an unfair advantage, I mean that in like the way that like girls just seem to notice you more. Like before I was completely invisible. Like no girls would fucking pay attention to me, like one girl to be fair. And she was like average looking, and I kind of just sort of like settled with her. Like I didn't get in a relationship, but I just didn't bother talking to any of the girls. So I thought, oh well, I got this one girl that's all right looking, and she's quite feminine. But I know there's levels to this. I know there's so many more levels I can go that other average guys will never get to, because they'll always be suffering from porn addiction, from porn-induced erectile dysfunction, which I'm so happy and no longer suffer with. And it just feels so good to have like no fear in like talking to women anymore. Like, I just have normal conversations with them, and I can just tell that they're more, engaged than if I was to try any like kind of innuendo or pickup line, which most of the time it does not work. So don't be that fucking guy who's a pickup artist. Honestly, I hate pickup artists. I genuinely hate them with passion. Even if this stuff kind of works, it's like, you don't understand, it's the whole vibe you give off that really counts, not what you say to a woman. And again, it's like, women are fed up of like men who are just fucking like, they're losers, right? They're losers. There's so many 3 out of 10s out there. And look, I turned some people against me now. I have loads of hate comments in this video. Fantastic. I had people before commenting like, oh, you're coping. I'm thinking like, how am I coping if I'm actively looking to grow, if I'm looking to improve all areas of my life? And my fitness and my health are the two main ones right now. And I've only been about 30 days on semen retention, if I didn't already mention. And it's just the 90-day difference. And I'd love to help as many people as possible get on this journey. I want to make this a fucking movement of guys who just no longer want to touch that disgusting black and orange website. Honestly, I've never really looked back. Only once I've actually relapsed since starting this. And again, it was because the feelings were new, and you know, I can make all excuses I want, but the idea is that I didn't have the strong enough reason fully embedded yet. You have to have that mission in your life that's so important, and you just stop at nothing to get. And the longer you go, the more energy you get, the more you feel like you're called to this mission, the stronger your messages get in your videos. You know, like I'm getting loads more views on my videos now than before because I have a clear message. I'm not overly editing these videos. I'm not trying to maximize for average view duration. I know that most people aren't going to watch all the way through. I just know, right? But I look at my stats now and I try not to look too much, but I can see that when I'm just fully being myself and when I'm just focused on improving my life so much, especially in an area that's such in a high demand, you know, like fucking fapping and porn. Honestly, I haven't really looked back since. And I don't want to. Yes, I still get urges, and yes, I get probably a few more and they feel stronger, but I actually associate them as a good thing. I don't associate them as, oh, let me quickly go on Pornhub and just, you know, whatever. So I can sit here for hours and list all the advantages there are of just getting on semen retention, but I think it'd be much more productive if you'd actually go to the description now so I can help you literally fucking start this journey. And it's all to do with getting on semen retention and eventually with the end goal of being able to attract girls that you wouldn't even begin to imagine the kinds of girls you could attract. Go there now, and as always, remember why you're doing this.